Once upon a time, in a quaint village nestled between rolling hills and dense forests, there lived a young miller named Jack. Jack was kind-hearted and hardworking, but he was also very poor. When his father passed away, Jack inherited only a decrepit mill, an old donkey, and a scruffy, ginger cat named Puss. Little did Jack know, Puss was no ordinary cat. He was clever and resourceful, with a sharp wit and a flair for adventure. One day, as Jack sat lamenting his fate, Puss approached him, standing on his hind legs and speaking in a voice filled with confidence. "Master Jack," said Puss, "give me a pair of boots and a sturdy bag, and I will make our fortune." Though skeptical, Jack complied. Giving Puss the finest boots he could afford and a strong bag. Puss pulled on the boots, which fit perfectly, and slung the bag over his shoulder. He looked quite dashing and ready for anything. Puss set out early the next morning, heading towards the dense, mysterious Enchanted Forest. This forest was known to be filled with magical creatures and hidden treasures, but also many dangers. Puss, however, was undeterred. As he ventured deeper into the forest, Puss came across a clearing where a large, fierce rabbit was nibbling on some carrots. Using his cunning, Puss bowed low and addressed the rabbit politely. "Good day, noble rabbit," said Puss. "I am here to offer you a gift from my master, the Marquis of Carabas." This was the grand title Puss had invented for Jack. He then opened his bag, revealing a succulent piece of lettuce. The rabbit, flattered by the gesture and the delicious treat, agreed to come with Puss. Puss tied the rabbit up gently and took it back to the palace of the king, where he presented it as a gift from the Marquis of Carabas. The king was delighted, as he had never seen such a magnificent rabbit, and he gratefully accepted the gift. Day after day, Puss repeated this trick, capturing various animals from the forest and presenting them to the king, always in the name of the Marquis of Carabas. The king, impressed by the generosity and wealth of this mysterious marquis, grew more and more curious about him. One day, Puss learned that the king and his beautiful daughter, Princess Isabella, were planning to take a carriage ride along the river. Seeing an opportunity, Puss rushed back to Jack. "Master, follow my instructions, and your fortune will be made," Puss said. He told Jack to go to the river and bathe, assuring him that everything would be taken care of. When the king's carriage approached the river, Puss began to shout, "Help! Help! The Marquis of Carabas is drowning." The king immediately ordered his guards to rescue Jack, who was pretending to struggle in the water. They pulled him out and wrapped him in fine clothes, which Puss had arranged beforehand. As Jack, now dressed as a nobleman, was brought before the king, the royal family was charmed by his humility and grace. Princess Isabella, in particular, was captivated by the handsome and kind Marquis of Carabas. Seizing the moment, Puss continued his clever scheme. He raced ahead to a grand castle owned by a powerful and wicked ogre. The ogre was feared for his magical abilities, particularly his power to transform into any creature. Puss knocked on the castle door, and the ogre, curious about the visitor, allowed him inside. Puss bowed deeply and flattered the ogre's prowess, expressing doubt that such a feat was possible. Eager to prove himself, the ogre transformed into a massive lion, roaring loudly. Puss feigned fear and awe, praising the ogre's strength. "But surely," Puss said slyly, "such a great and mighty ogre could not possibly turn into something as small and insignificant as a mouse." The ogre, taking the bait, transformed into a tiny mouse, scurrying across the floor. In a flash, Puss pounced and gobbled up the mouse, ridding the kingdom of the ogre forever. With the ogre gone, Puss opened the castle gates and invited the king, Jack, and Princess Isabella inside. Puss explained that the castle and all its riches belonged to the Marquis of Carabas. The king, thoroughly impressed, offered Jack his daughter's hand in marriage. Jack and Princess Isabella were married in a grand celebration, and Jack became a beloved ruler, known for his kindness and wisdom. Puss, now a trusted advisor and hero, lived comfortably in the castle, always ready for the next adventure, and so, with the cleverness of Puss in Boots, Jack's life was transformed, and they all lived happily ever after.